Hi, it's Amy Rich with amyrich.stampinup.net. This is the 6th project of the 12 Projects of Christmas 2015. This is a card that I designed for a swap several months ago, and I thought I had posted a video on it already, and I didn't see it in my list of videos, so I thought, well, this is one that I definitely do want to share because it's beautiful and not probably even as hard as you think it looks. So let's show you how to do this card. We're going to start with the hardwood stamp and a piece of Tip Top Taupe paper. And I'm just going to ink up the hardwood with the Tip Top Taupe ink pad. And these big stamps I like to use upside down. They're easier to handle that way. You're not handling actually the stamp, but the cardstock. And the cardstock goes right on there. And then I always like to have handy just some scratch paper, and then I can rub without getting ink all over my fingers. All right, so then here's the hardwood. Next, I'm going to use the Hearth and Home framelits and the window that comes in that framelit set. This is the stamp set that you can bundle up with the framelits. I'm not actually using that stamp set today, but it is a great combination, a perfect bundle if you want to use those framelits with stamps that fit right in. So I'm going to take the Tip Top Taupe cardstock and the Hearth and Home framelits. I'm going to cut the window out of there. And then using my magnetic platform and a cutting plate, I'm going to put my paper on there and then my window. I'm going to try to center that window as close to the middle as possible. Maybe even up just a touch from center so that we can fit our words underneath. And then the other cutting plate on top. Then we'll run it through the Big Shot. All right, so once we've run it through, you get all of these little pieces that you don't need, and you can save those and use them for another project, or just discard them. And then I'm just going to use my paper snips to pry the cardstock out of my window, but it comes out pretty easily. So there's my window. And then grab some Season of Cheer Designer Series paper, which I know I've used in a project already, but I am completely in love with it. So I love the snowflake pattern. It's so pretty. And then I'm just going to take that scratch paper that I used and put it over the top of my paper piercing mat, because this foam mat is important to have under for a good image when I stamp. So next I'm going to use the To You and Yours Too stamp set and this image right here to go into my window. Using some Night of Navy ink, I'll just ink up that stamp, and again I'm going to do it upside down, then I can see or maneuver it a little more easily. And then I'm just going to stamp that right directly to my Designer Series paper. Isn't that pretty? And then you've got the snowflakes in the background and your image that goes in your window. Now, just taking a piece of window sheet, I'm going to take my Dazzling Details. It's like a glitter glue. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit onto that window sheet. And then using just a paintbrush, I'm going to get some of that glitter glue on there, and I'm just going to brush this Dazzling Details over the background. And when you do this, it just provides a little bit of sparkle in your background. And I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but it just gives it a little bit of sparkle to make it look more like it's snowing. It's magical. I'm going to set that aside, and it would take a little bit to dry. Then using Night of Navy cardstock, 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I'll just fold that in half. I've already pre-scored it. And then Whisper White cardstock is going to get layered onto there. Followed by this Tip Top taupe that the window has been cut out of. So that goes down next, and there's a little bit of white border around the outside, and then of course that white in the middle. And that is where this piece is going to go. And I have cut it about the size of the window, and it is still a little wet, but I'm gonna work with it anyway. I didn't do one in advance far enough for it to dry. So we'll just stick this piece in the middle. And then the window that I had cut out goes on next. So I'm just going to use some dimensionals at the top and at the bottom. And then this part right here, this really bothers me. I like to have that popped up too so it doesn't sink in the middle. So I'm going to just cut a teeny tiny strip of dimensional from the side of the sheet of dimensionals. And then we just got a skinny piece that we can adhere right to the middle. I know it's kind of a nitpicky thing, but this is just a little bit of me being me. So I just got to have that there. And then we'll take the backing off and adhere that to our card. And now what I want to do is make sure that these, that the lines in the wood grain line up again with the background, but I still wanted it to pop up. So you see how I got it to line up with the lines that were already there. So that's pretty. Now I'm just going to take a doily, and it's not even a whole one. It's one that I had cut pieces off of already. And I'm just going to cut across here. So I've got just a little piece of doily. And then we'll use the two-way glue, just adding a little glue to the back. Then we're going to add that underneath the window. It just adds just a little bit of something. You know, just homies up the card a little bit. If I can get it to get where I want it. Okay. So then it just kind of tucks under the windowsill. And the final touch is the Merry Christmas to You and Yours Too from the To You and Yours Too stamp set. We'll once again ink that up, and that'll be in navy. And then we'll just stamp that at the bottom of the card. And there you go. Really kind of a pretty card that looks like you went to more work than you did. So that's a fun one. Hope you can duplicate that in the future and enjoy. And look forward to another stamp set in the Occasions catalog that goes with this Hearth and Home Framelit set. Have a great Christmas, and we'll see you soon.